Day 38 of the second run of 100 Days Making Comics. I'm Ox, and this is where I talk about how I worked on my independent comic. I never forgot about a drifter wanting to accomplish one last goal before he passed along happily. And I work on that for at least 30 minutes out of every day for 100 consecutive days, and this is the second run of that back to back. How I worked on the comic today was basically working on the roughs for issue 4. I also have been painting for the last 3 or 4 hours, working on a companion piece to the issue for the 4th cover. I was going to show it off, but I figured I wanted to wait until later. I'll probably show it off when I show off the variant and the regular cover. I'm still trying to come up with a good design for the variant. What I have right now I don't quite like, and I think I can do better, so waiting for lightning to strike with that. What I did happen to knock out was that companion piece and then another piece that was done for a Kickstarter that all relates to the story but won't actually be part of it. And I'm going to leave that at that because it's kind of a personal piece to the person that's going to. It has more to do with them than it does the actual story, but that's neither here nor now, nor there, nor whatever. But yeah, that's how I worked on it today. I'm going to get back to working on the roughs for issue 4. I think I'm going to go straight on to Bristol. I've got about half the issue done so far for roughs, and I've got the layout design and basically what I want to do on the pages. I just haven't thumbnailed basically the whole thing, but I have the layouts done and I know what I want to go in those panels. I just haven't put the pencil in the paper, so to speak. So I think when you go straight into Bristol, I think that's just going to work a lot easier. Been quite inspired the last couple days rereading Remind by Jason Brubaker. You can read that online. Head over to remindblog.com. Check that out. Second-ish episode of Sithra came out today, and that's pretty exciting. Just falling in love with all of it. Jason Brubaker is a hell of an artist, and you should definitely check his stuff out. But let's get in the meat and potatoes of today's video and talk about some more Kickstarter stuff. So, you've set up a newsletter, you've started building an audience, you've started to get into a routine of working on everything and showing that you're dedicated to this process, and you even started setting up your campaign. Well, it's time to put the nose to the grindstone and actually launch the project. You want to make sure your rewards are clear and concise. They know exactly what they're getting, as well as no fluff. Basic bullet points work the best to relay what people are getting with the different reward tiers. You want stretch goals laid out, so if you do happen to hit your goal, you want people to be knowing that they're not just throwing money at you. That could be well spent other ways, like they want to help you get to more goals. And you want to have a reward structure set up so it's nice, and things you would want to get from the experience as well. So with all of that, you're going to be launching. You got to think about how long you want to launch for. I've done many of them, many different variations. The first one I did for a month, that worked out well. It's 2 weeks run, worked well as well also. And then you had my last campaign, which crossed the finish mark, but it only had a week to go. So I think the sweet spot right there is about 2 weeks. And I've been thinking about this a lot today, but I think even a month would work well. Kickstarter's going to give you the basic Kickstarter is basically set up to run for 30 days. That's just the default setting to run for 30 days. I think it's best to kick it off on a Friday. That way more people tend to be on Facebook over the weekend, so it'll get more shares, likes, comments. Remember that I said if you do see a Kickstarter, throw a like or a comment on it and ask a question, something like that, to start a conversation, because that only helps the Kickstarter find its way to other people's news feed so they can see what's going on with that. You've worked on your pitch, you've set up the campaign, everything's going well, and I can't tell you the amount of stress that you're going to be under for the run of the campaign. Whether it gets funded quickly or you're trying to hit certain stretch goals at some point, the stress is going to be there and it's going to be real. Try and breathe, because you will get through it, I promise you. You're going to want to update the project every few days. I tend to update either every other day or every third day, just so people know that you didn't just launch it and walk away. I think people enjoy knowing that there's somebody on the other side, and it's not just running itself. Which those campaigns basically can run themselves. It's just nice to have that human element there. As far as when you get backers for your campaign, I mentioned in the previous videos that I've backed probably, I think it's 19 this year so far, and only a couple of them have actually thanked me personally with a note, and I really took notice of that and kind of highlighted their project. Like, if they do other projects, I want to support them because they tend to care about the people backing them. And it's just a little thing I can do too. When I get backers for my campaign, I strive to at least thank them personally within the next day or so of them. I'm trying to get better at it. I'm hopefully going to be doing, when I do this next one, I hopefully will be thanking them day of, or at least in the few hours that after they have posted their pledge to the campaign. So those are some great tips. You want to figure out the ideal window, either between 3 and 4 weeks, probably for your first one, probably work the best. Make sure you thank every backer. That helps, because without them it's not going to succeed. Also, when you do post on Facebook, make sure you don't mention Kickstarter in the update, or even share the link in the update. You want to talk about the campaign, sure, say campaign, your project you're working on, and then when you update that status, make sure you put the link to the actual campaign itself in the first comment spot, so people can find that readily, and then it's dodging Facebook's algorithms that kind of bury those type of things. So I think that's all the news. I basically have, once it's launched, it's a lot of maintenance, which is the thanking the backers, updating people on the progress of your project. Remember, you're not doing this to get rich. You're doing this to realize getting your story or project completed. You just could use their help. That's basically all I've got for today. Tomorrow I'm going to talk a little about the aftermath, timelines afterwards, and a few other things. But I'll keep this one short. The last few ones have been pretty long, so I think about 10 minutes is a good time for this one. This has been day 38. I'll check in with you for day 39 and the last of the Kickstarter videos. If you do happen to have any more questions, throw them in the links or in the comments down below. I'll probably hit it up extra questions on like day 45. I have been getting some messages on in my email account and message on Facebook and whatnot. You can find me on my social sites down below. You check out the book. I have first and second issue of I Never Forgot available on my Big Cartel site. That's the easiest way to get a hold of it. The third one should be up there within a couple weeks. Proofs should be here later this week. I'm excited to show those off because I'm pretty sure they're going to look awesome. A lot of heart and soul went into this third issue, and I really can't wait to share it with more people. So yeah, that's what's going on with me today. The first spread will be updated on my blog in a few days. Until then, until tomorrow actually, for day 39 of the second run of 100 Days Making Comics, I'm Ox, and I'll check in with you tomorrow. Later.